So they will cheat. But who is going to cheat? Well, we're going to find out in today's video. Also, we have a big announcement, and all this has to do with the midterm elections of 2022. So, who is going to cheat in the 2022 midterm elections? Well, I have a story that I want to get to you, and you do not want to miss this. Actually, there's many different stories, but they're all regarding the midterm elections. So stick around until the end. All I ask is if you can do me one favor, take 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the latest news updates. Now, let's begin. So I woke up this morning about 4 a.m. like I normally do, but today was a little bit different. Today is election day. This means that all sorts of things are going to be happening. We're going to see stories and changes, and there's going to be drama. We know that. But I woke up to 2 messages on my phone that read, one says, I quote, "Did you see what Biden says Democrats are going to do?" And the other one says, "Ballot dumps for midterms? This is crazy. What do you know?" Now, this was 4 a.m. Probably like 4:03 by the time I looked at my phone. Now, I first need to address one thing, because this whole thing has really gotten blown up. President Biden told the American people to get out and vote. That's the one thing he said. He said that multiple times. But he also told the American people to be patient with the count, simply because it takes time to count all legitimate ballots. Now, what is a legitimate ballot? That's what's in question. Is a mail-in ballot legit? Is a ballot legit when you cannot verify who is actually submitting it? Is a ballot legit if it doesn't have a date on the outside of the envelope? Well, that's something that you need to keep in mind, because that is where one of the lawsuits is trying to prevent that. So, here's what I can tell you. There is a claim that there is going to be ballot dumps because of the statement that President Biden made. But the claims that there are going to be ballot dumps because of this, well, they're false. Now, could there be fraud in this election? Yes, of course. I think we would be naive to think otherwise. When there is this many people voting, right, and it's not, the vote is supposed to be, very private. You're not supposed to be swayed in either way. There's a lot of rules here. But according to experts, it is statistically improbable that there wouldn't be some form of cheating going on for an election. So for Democrats to come out and say, we didn't steal the last one, and we're not going to have that debate. But for Democrats coming out and say, we didn't steal it. You cannot cheat the system. Right? There cannot be any fraud. The election is 100% secure. Well, how can it be 100% secure in 2020, but in 2016, they question how secure the election actually was? It's interesting. But let me give you an example of what some are calling a scandal waiting to happen. On Monday, so just yesterday, November 7th, Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman's campaign, they sued Pennsylvania's county election board. There's, I believe, 67 people. They're part of this. His argument is that undated or incorrectly dated mail-in ballots should be counted. That we cannot throw them aside because they are not valid, simply because they either don't have a date or the date is not correct. This is where some are saying this is a scandal waiting to happen. This will be voter fraud. But John Fetterman's campaign, they claim that the state's law that requires dates to be included on the outside of the envelope, it is actually in violation of federal law. That is what they're saying. Now, why is this so important, right? It's one state. Does the state really matter? Yes. Pennsylvania is a key state in the Senate elections. Former President Donald Trump won this state in 2016 by less than 1%. President Biden won in 2022 by just over 1%. So this will be close. It's very split. All right? That is why this is such a big deal. And again, the talks that, hey, we're going to have some voter fraud here, the talks that this has been happening for the past year, where Republicans said they know this is going to happen. Democrats said that Republicans are trying to break laws by preventing certain people from voting. Right? We know this is going to be a very contentious election. So we are, and again, election day is here. It's today. So we're going to see what happens very soon. But to add some more fuel to this fire for the midterm elections, billionaire Twitter and Tesla owner or CEO Elon Musk, he told his followers yesterday on Twitter, and I quote, "I recommend voting for a Republican Congress." Now, why would billionaire, why would Elon Musk say you should vote for a Republican Congress when before he publicly stated that he voted Democrat? Well, the reason why he wants to vote Republican or wants you to vote Republican is because it would create a split Congress, or it would at least create a split and a deadlock, because if the Republicans control the House and the Senate, let's say they vote pass a bill, it goes to the president's desk, who's a Democrat, guess what? It would likely be vetoed. So it would kind of sit there and die. That's the reason why. If you have one party that controls everything, it makes it much easier for them to get things through, and they don't really have to answer to the other party, which makes it very difficult. They could continue to spend, inflation could go up, and so much more. So that's why many people are wanting to see a Republican Congress, because they know it would create stability in the markets. Again, if you have money, that's great. You can invest in stocks, most likely real estate, and hopefully it goes up. We also heard from the NBA. The NBA, the National Basketball Association, they are actually taking today off. They are not playing any games. They said they're doing this to encourage players and fans to get out and vote. However, when you dig into this, and there's many layers to this story, but there's something bigger that's even happening. The NBA needs fans to vote Democrat. Not just vote Democrat. The reason for this is because of their viewership. During Republican control from 2016 to 2020, NBA viewership was down. It was in the toilet. I remember you'd see the camera pan across the arena, and the arenas were fairly empty. You could get floor seats back in like 2017, 2018 for less than a couple $100, depending on the game. Now floor seats you're probably going to pay $1,000, maybe a little bit more. So it's a big deal. This is a moneymaker for the NBA, who is going to be controlling Congress. So we'll see what happens there. But you can just see right here, obviously the NBA has an outside agenda to more than just get out there and vote. So that's what is happening right now. But here's what I can tell you. There's going to be a lot of back and forth today. People are still campaigning. Chances are we're going to see more lawsuits come about. I don't know how soon we're going to get the results of the midterm elections. As we start getting the results coming in, I may do another video on top of the ones I always do about 4 to 5 o'clock Pacific time. I will probably do another one later tonight if we do see that there is some news that comes out. Otherwise, I'll just wait until tomorrow morning and I will update you then. But if there's some big news, some big announcement, I promise I'll come back and fill you in on everything that's going on. So that's what we know at this time. As always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Get out there and vote, and also make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.